In studio, I have a special guest. I'd like to welcome Patti Handy. Hi, Patti. How are you?
Great. I'm doing great. Thank you.
Patti is an author, and she just launched her brand new book called Money Rules 101. And I'm reading the synopsis about your book here and about you, and I just went through this, so I'm going to enjoy this conversation so much. My daughter just graduated college.
High school? Oh, college. Great.
College, and she's in an apartment now. We just moved her out of college, and we had to go down the budget.
Oh, the infamous budget.
Yes, and we had to talk about, because she's not used to that kind of stuff.
Right.
So I am so interested in what you have to say. Your book, first of all, is available on Amazon. We're just launching today. Yes. So congratulations on that.
Thank you.
And it says, this book is for every parent who wants to empower, inspire, and educate their kids with money smarts. And I tried to do that over the weekend. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Tell me what we need to know.
To do.
Yes. First things, baby steps. Tell us right out of the gate, what do we need to do?
Well, the first thing is to have the conversation, which it sounds like you're doing. And when I say having a conversation, put it in their lap. Let them realize that it's up to them to start a budget, to understand what they're spending, pull back the reins. I'm not sure what your situation is, but pull back the reins in terms of being the ATM. A lot of parents out here a lot of parents in general will be the ATM, which is not it's not doing them a service.
No, because the kids think it's an endless pot of gold. They don't realize.
Right. So let them get on that bridge of life, so to speak, and let them ride that. Let them make their own decisions financially. Here's what you have coming in. Here's what you have going out. You've got to figure out how to make it happen, because a lot of times the spending habits versus the saving habits are what's hurting them.
Absolutely.
And they've got to, realize.
One of the biggest things I had to deal with my daughter was her Starbucks habit.
Oh, yes.
She doesn't realize.
Right.
And so the baby steps, we went from, a grande latte, which is $5 and change, I believe. We went down to a drip. Baby steps, which is, I think, $1.75. You know what?
Yeah.
There are certain things, and I said, you're going to go right through the, what you've saved and what you've worked so hard for.
Right.
Not realizing. And tell me about the book. Is it organized as far as, different chapters cover different sections of what you need to know?
Yes, absolutely. Let me just answer that, or talk to that point you just made as far as the Starbucks. She's probably throwing about $80 a month out on Starbucks, and when she realizes the accumulation of it, and believe you me, she isn't the only one out there. There's tons of Starbucks people, and so it's just a very common thing. But if you say to her, okay, if you're making $10 an hour at your job, you're working for 8 hours for free, basically, just to fill that Starbucks habit. So do you really want to do that?
You have to, analogies.
Yes, exactly.
Perfect.
Put that into a, okay, this is 8 hours of work just because of coffee. Is it really that important?
Right.
Okay, so now to the book. Yes, there are chapters we talk about savings, compound interest, how that works. Credit cards versus debit cards, how that works. Credit scores, which are critical to understand at a young age, because when they get credit cards and they don't use it properly, your credit score can be fantastic or not, and how that affects you in life, from buying a new car or a used car.
They already checked
renting.
By the way, let me tell you, her very first apartment out of college, they already ran her credit. She has basically none, but they run it. So you're right out of school, you're running into these things that you're talking about.
Exactly. And I encourage them to get a credit card, when they can. I do not suggest that you put them on your card, but let them get a credit card in their own name. Usually they start with a prepaid, or they will start with a simple, like a gas card. But I encourage to stay away from the department stores and stuff. I say, Visa, MasterCard if they can, and use and pay. Put gas in the car, pay it off in full. Buy groceries, pay it off in full. If they do that, they will build credit. And and the importance of paying it off in full. I talk about that, and I show examples as to if you don't pay it off in full, here's what you're going to pay in interest, and it's crazy.
It is crazy.
Yeah. So sit down with her. There's so many online great calculators. You can go, okay, if you've got a $500 balance on a credit card at 18%, if you don't pay it off in full, you make the minimum payment. Here's what you're going to be paying in interest over time, and it's going to take you this long to pay off that credit card. So that $8 cup of coffee or $5 cup of coffee over life probably costs you $20.
Exactly.
So do the math and let them see that, oh, wow, that's
analogies, conversation, it all helps.
Conversations, yeah.
What age do you think we should start the conversation about money and saving and having something for when you graduate? She was lucky enough. I am very good with money. I had a good teacher. My mother was a good teacher.
Awesome.
Balances the checkbook without a calculator. You know,
Oh,
I mean,
wow.
she's seriously old school, right? To the penny, the checkbook.
Wow.
So I tried to, teach that to my daughter. So I think she had, other than the Starbucks habit, I think she had a good foundation.
Awesome. That's great.
At a very young age. What age do you suggest that we start this conversation and, read the book and pass it on to the kids?
This particular book, you can give it to a 16-year-old. The conversation should start very, very young. When they're 5 or 6 years old and they can understand the concept of money in a very, very simple, piggyback or a piggy bank. Get a piggy bank. This is, how we save our money. Giving them little chores to do. I'm not a big proponent of an allowance. I think that an allowance shouldn't be given because we all have our obligations within the household to run the household. If they want to do extra chores, like a 10-year-old wants to vacuum the home or a 12-year-old wants to wash your car, you pay them extra, and they learn to save that. So very young, they can do the applicable chores.
It's so hard, though. It's hard when they look into your eyes and they say, "I want," and what do you do? You have to stand strong.
It's very hard. I've got a 20-year-old. I had the same situation. I'm a single mom, so it was like, okay, this is what the deal is. And you want to buy this thing? Let's figure out a way to generate some money. And that's also what I have in the book, a whole thing on entrepreneurship. Great ideas on how to start a little business for 12, 13, 14-year-olds
Oh, that's
who can't
fantastic.
get a job. Yeah,
That's
I love
fantastic.
entrepreneurship.
Love it. Patti Handy, thank you so much. The book is called Money Rules 101. You can get it on Amazon. We've just launched it today. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Patti, thank you so much for being here. This book,
course.
This book is absolutely well needed around town. Trust me, the kids, I just went through it. I know the kids need a little help.
Lots of parents. And this is a great book for parents to read, too.
Excellent. Thank you
Yeah.
so much,
Thank
Patti.
you.
Good luck with it, and thank you so much for being here
My
today.
pleasure.